I was thinking of something, little Ichabod. I thought I fucking smelled smoke. What's on your mind, G? I always play what I want to hear when I do these stupid fucking videos. I don't think I've ever asked you what you want to hear. No, you fucking haven't. But now that you mention it, let me holler at you. Good choice, little Ichabod. You bet your ass it is. Yeah, little Ichabod is not a hip-hop fan. Like, at all. Time to make a malt liquor video. Time to make a malt liquor video and talk about music. Geek out a little bit. So, if you don't like music, then turn the shit off and go fuck yourself. Malt liquor. By request from Little Ichabod. Robert Plant, amazing singer. Jimmy Page, great fucking guitar player, even though he is a fucking creep. John Bonham, come on, greatest fucking rock drummer to ever pick up a pair of fucking sticks. I will fight you about it. And yes, he's better than Peart. Sorry, he just is. And but what people don't understand that aren't music nerds, the music nerds know this. But if you're just a casual Led Zeppelin fan, the real fucking genius in that group of geniuses is John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones is a musical genius on the level of a Prince. John Paul Jones can play the absolute dog shit out of anything that has strings on it. Bass, guitar, lap steel, mandolin, band, doesn't fucking matter. If it's got strings on it, he can fucking play it. He wrote most of their shit, but, he's like the least known guy. It's funny how genius works sometimes. Malt liquor. Here's another take most idiots are going to disagree with. I used to be a huge Beatles fan. I mean, I still kind of am. But once you learn what a fucking asshole John Lennon was, You know, everybody thinks he was like, oh, imagine all the people in peace and love and all that shit. No, John Lennon was a fucking asshole. He treated his first son Julian like fucking crap. He runs off with fucking Yoko Bono, and once Sean is born, he completely kicked Julian to the fucking curb. It's fucking horrible. And he was just, John Lennon was a fucking asshole. And of course, you know, the faux Paul, the real Paul, was killed in a car wreck in 1966. That's not Paul McCartney. Sorry, it's not. But yeah, the Beatles have great songs. And like I said, I used to be a huge Beatles fan. And then I started really listening to the Rolling Stones, because there was always that dichotomy. There was, are you a Beatles guy or are you a Stones guy? Well, when I was a Beatles guy, I mean, I knew all the fucking big Stone songs, fucking Brown Sugar, Jumpin' Jack Flash, blah, 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 blah. But once you start listening to shit like Wild Horses and Angie and, of course, Sympathy for the Fucking Devil. Bottom line, folks, the Stones are better. The Stones are fucking better than the Beatles. Get mad if you want to. Malt liquor. I grew up in a household where music was always playing. My mother was not a musician per se, but she was a music nerd. That's where I got it from. And, you know, that's where I got my love of Elvis from. My mother absolutely adored Elvis. Adored the man. From my earliest memories, the first music I remember hearing was Jailhouse Rock and Rhinestone Cowboy. Those are the two songs I remember hearing first. So yeah, I have a great admiration for Elvis, and I do like a lot of his songs, but I wouldn't be what you would call a Elvis super fan. I think Elvis had a absolutely fantastic voice, but I think a lot of times he used it in the wrong way. I think Elvis got a little too lounge singery. You know, if he'd have branched off and tried some different shit, you know, like the time he met these guys we're listening to and they stood around in a circle, you know, kind of like at the club in Jackson. No, not like that. Shut the fuck up, Mueller. Yeah, if he'd have done some harder stuff, I think it would have been amazing. But you know, that Colonel, that motherfucking Colonel, he wasn't. That Colonel and Colonel Sanders We're not about fucking with the recipe. At all. Malt liquor. Now, this particular song right here that you're listening to, actually worth the end of the record, and I'm going to dedicate the end of the record to Memphis Minnie. See, Memphis Minnie did When the Levee Breaks first. And Led Zeppelin, just like Elvis, just like a lot of other people, were accused of ripping off much older songs by, Delta blues artists, black Delta blues artists, and claiming them as their own. But here's my issue with that. If Led Zeppelin had never cut When the Levee Breaks, I seriously doubt there would be more than a handful of people on Earth who even know who Memphis Minnie is. Yeah, they should have gave them their royalties and shit. I know all about being fucked out of royalties because I'm being fucked out of royalties right fucking meow. But we won't get into that. And we're going to go ahead and end this. But let me say this before I end this. Moeller, before you try to clown me, because I know you're going to be like, oh, look at the dude talking about dad rock or, old guy music or whatever the fuck you're going to come up with. Folks, I just want you to know. Moeller's taste in music is absolutely fucking disgusting. If he wants to clown me about Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Stones and Elvis and Black Sabbath and Prince and whatever, this motherfucker, this motherfucker is Morrissey's number one fan. Not saying there's anything wrong with Morrissey. I'm just saying, I'm not his number one fan. That's all I'm saying. And it's not just Morrissey. I'm sure that in high school, Moeller was all into The Cure and probably Depeche Mode. Oh, God, who else? And Suzanne Vega. No relation. Swole, swole, swole. Did you like that song, Little Ichabod? Thunder God, dog! Fucking Thunder God! You damn right. Malt liquor. When the levee breaks, mama, you got last His name was Luca. He lived on the second floor. He lived upstairs from you. I think you've seen him before. Go fuck yourselves.